Everyone, welcome to another episode of The Stone Genius. We're going to give this a second go, and this may be the last go. So if you are hearing this, that means that I completed it. So I got something for that. This guy is tired right now. So you know how I say I'm often stoned, I'm always a genius. Well, this last week, I have been tired as shit. So you know how they used to say AF or as fuck, blah, 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 AF. It should be AS for as shit. I'm tired as shit right now. Tired as fuck. I guess that'd work too. So you can use either one. You choose. Let's see. So it's been a week since the last time I recorded. I had a lot of things. Had to even cancel. I had to cancel on a guest. I did not cancel. I postponed with a guest. So here's the deal. Some of you all have known that our youngest Trinity, they have been dealing with a chronic illness. They had a major surgery a couple weeks ago. The night that I come home from the hospital, Bobby stayed with Trinity at the hospital overnight. When I come home, Dakota's not doing well. Our 7-year-old Doberman is doing less than ideal. Take her in on Friday. They do a whole bunch of tests and blood work, stuff like that. And then on Monday, they didn't get results back till late in the day. I didn't talk to the doctor till Tuesday. Come Tuesday. So they were thinking that things were not, everything was pointing towards a bladder infection, which she does have, which is now being treated. However, excuse me, I had to mute for a second. However, so Tuesday night, she would not lie down or sit down. Trinity did not know how long that was going on before I got home. I got home about 6:20. From 6:20 until 9 o'clock the next morning when I got her in the car to take her to the vet, she did not lie down or sit down once. So at least 15 hours, she was on her feet. I tried for moral support, not sure why. I tried to stand along with her. I was like, if you're not going to lay down, I won't lay down. I'm not sure she understood that's what I was doing. It just made me even more tired. So at one point I laid down almost like a mechanic. I was almost underneath her. I was so tired just reaching up and rubbing her stomach, rubbing her belly. I was so tired. So I may have fallen asleep momentarily, but I don't think I did that whole night. So Wednesday morning, I take her into Wednesday, no. Tuesday. So Monday, she would not lay down. That was it. Monday, she would not lay down. Tuesday, I take her into the vet. They keep her overnight. I go to sleep Tuesday at 6:20. I don't wake up till 9 o'clock Wednesday morning, literally 2 minutes before the vet called me. So 15 straight hours. I'm not even sure I had 15 straight hours in the 5 nights previous to that, but I finally got 15 hours of sleep. He called me. Things were not good. She has spinal stenosis, could barely stand, was having a lot of issues, was in a lot of pain. So she's 7 years old. She's young. She is the most amazing Doberman. I don't want to say that I've had, because all of our Dobermans have been unique and special and amazing in their own way. This one, if I needed to count on a guard dog, would come in dead last out of them. Not that she wouldn't guard us, but that would not be preferable to her. The other ones would just be like, okay, it needs to be done. She'd be like, is there any other thing that we can do to get out of this situation? I'm fine with that. That's okay. But man, that dog is a lover. Now, all of our Dobermans are lovers. Most people don't understand that about Dobermans. This one, if I say the word snuggle, she knows what that means. She will spoon with me. So it used to be she slept all night in bed with us. That started jacking with my back as she got to be an 80-pound dog, as she would lay next to me. So it'd be her, me, then Bobby in the bed. And it would kind of tweak having 80 pounds next to you kind of tweaks you a little, and it was messing up my back. So then we forced her to start laying on the floor. So she started doing that. And then when Bobby would get up in the morning, then she would go up in bed with me. So she would generally get up and snuggle. We would spoon for like an hour or two, depending on what time. Bobby's is an early riser, so sometimes she's up so early. It just depends. So, and she's been unable to do that. So anyway, we take her in on Tuesday. I get a lot of sleep Tuesday night into Wednesday. He calls me Wednesday. He's not looking good. I actually tell Bobby, can you leave work early? We're going to put her down. And Johnny was on board with this, our veterinarian, John Lyle. He was on board with this because of the amount of pain that she was in. Because of her age and because of a lot of other things, this was not preferable, but he did not think this was an incorrect decision at the time. So I get there before Bobby does. I take her out in the car. I face the sun. So I have an SUV where the back door, I call it a barn door. It swings open. It doesn't like open like a hatch. It swings open. So I opened it up and locked it open so that she could lay in the back of the car in the sun. She had a really, really rough time. And then she had been drugged up. She had the IV thing was still in her forearm. She had been, so I was just there waiting for Bobby, but man, you could really see in her face. She wanted to go home. She thought that's why I was there. So I think she was a little pissed that I had opened the trunk and we were just sitting there. So I'm trying to get the time. See, I am so tired now because she didn't stay 2 nights. I think she ended up staying that night though, because we were going to put her down. And then we got there and then we ended up leaving her. So then overnight on that night, they did hydrotherapy. They did some pretty aggressive things that they could do at his veterinary clinic in Grandview, Missouri. So that was done, Crest Animal Hospital. So that was done. And so I picked her up. Well, shit. So I picked her up Wednesday. So Wednesday morning is when I could pick her up. So I went into work and I picked her up a little before noon, and then I took the rest of the day off. Then I was off Thursday, so I got to spend it with her. So we're going to see what, if anything, could be done. So she gets home and she is incontinent in a big way. All we did, so we had bought pee pads or dog training pads, I guess they call them. We bought those, and then we have she has a lot of blankets, and then we use beach towels as well. So we put the pee pads down and then we'd cover them. And she is an amazing dog. She will not, if we put down things for her to lay on, then she understands that she's supposed to lay on those instead of the floor. She knows that there's a certain blue blanket, that if the blue blanket gets put out, she knows that she's getting a treat and it needs to be eaten on that blue blanket because it's a mess. So she is very cognizant and aware of that. So she didn't have any accidents anywhere on the carpet. It was just nonstop. I mean, I would say we probably went through, I don't know, a ton of pee pads. Seemed like because we would have to overlap them because she's so long and stuff. So like, let's say the length of a beach towel, if you take that. So it may take 3 of these pee pads of the large. When we get the extra large, it would take 2, but you have to overlap them a little. And it seemed like she used to always like to pee like right where she would be able to do 2 at once. Like let's not pee like directly in the middle of just 1 when we could ruin 2 at the same time. That seems more preferable. So it was just a lot of, I was exhausted. I mean, we literally were doing, I was doing, and Bobby was doing laundry around the clock. I mean, just these towels and things so that she had something to put on top of these pee pads and have her to have that. So we got exhausted pretty stinking quick. So let's see. So we have her at home now. I'm off Thursday. She was having her ups and downs. She was still struggling standing up. Incontinence was getting a little bit better, but it still was I'd take her outside and she was pee. So this is what. So sometimes when I say listen to a person, they'll tell you exactly who they are, or listen to a body, listen to your body, things like this. So Bobby and I used to say she would go outside to pee and then she'd start walking away while she was still peeing. And we always just assumed that she was getting distracted by something we didn't know what it was, that's why she was walking off. But in retrospect, if she had this spinal stenosis, which she did, but if there was some sort of nerve thing, it could have been where she didn't even know. Because I think that's what was happening when she was peeing here. That it wasn't like, because when she would go outside, she knew what to do and she would try to pee, and sometimes she'd be empty because she just peed inside. But I don't think she was even aware that she was doing it. So we go through some days. She's actually getting a little better. And then Sunday morning, she had a setback. The only way to describe this dog is she can scream when she's in pain. I mean, it sounds like she is literally being murdered by something or someone. She just screams bloody murder when she's in pain. And so she did that a few times. That's not awesome to wake up to in the middle of the night, especially if she's right next to you. And that's just because if she moved, she would scream in pain. And then she stood for about 4 hours. And so Sunday, our vet, and sometimes God watch out for you in weird ways. Our vet's a big Chiefs fan. So I knew the Chiefs game was getting ready to start. It was noon on Sunday. We had decided we were going to put her down. If he could meet us that day, we were going to do it. If not, we were going to wait until Monday morning. I was going to take her on Monday morning. We had decided it was time. She had gotten bad. She hadn't laid down in about 4 hours when I sent the text, and I was like, hey, good luck for the Chiefs today. When you get a second after the game, could you please give me a call? Didn't want to say too much about it. Just said, could you give me a call? So here's what I said when I said God is good. And God's good about everything. I mean, I have Bobby. We have the girls. We have this dog. We've had all the dogs we've had. We have been very lucky and blessed by everything that we have. So it is very good that way. But at this point, we had figured that Dakota was regressing and it wasn't going to get any better. So as the afternoon, so she lays down. So she stood for about 4 hours, 4.5 hours without lying down. At least that is the acknowledged time from when we started noticing. So she was probably not laying down before this, but from the time that we started noticing to the time that she went back and laid down. And then she just did it. It wasn't coaxing. It wasn't anything else. She just went and laid down. And as Sunday progressed, she started getting much better. She was able to get up and down much easier. She started not peeing on the floor. I mean, not on the floor, but on the blankets and stuff that she had. She was every time she went outside, she was always being able to do it. She was finishing. She wasn't walking off from it. So, maybe it wasn't distraction. Maybe she couldn't feel it. Maybe she thought she was done when she wasn't. So, she started getting a lot better. Which, remember, this is Sunday evening. Sunday morning, we were like, okay, it's time. She's regressed too much. This is not going to get better. So we're 10 days into this ordeal from the time that we first noticed symptoms. So we get to today, which is Monday, the day after we were going to put her down for the second time in a week. And she has been doing nothing but getting better and better all day. She's let out a couple of squeals. I've tweaked my back. I know what happens when you think you're getting better and then all of a sudden you are not so much getting better. So I totally get that. She has not been incontinent at once. She knows exactly what she wants to do. The life in her eyes seems to be coming back. She has an appetite, a very robust appetite, which is generally good. We've noticed when she's in pain for whatever reason before, she won't eat. So all those things are good, but it has caused a lot of stress on me. Now, I know that most people probably feel this way about their children, as opposed to feeling this way about just a dog. And I get that. But it's caused a lot. So I fell asleep on the living room floor. So I've committed, like, if we just have a short amount of time with her, that I was going to just hang out with her whenever I could. So that meant sleeping on the floor with her. So last night, Sunday night, as she's getting better, I fall asleep with her. She's been sleeping in the same place on the living room floor. So I lay down next to her, my hands on her. I'd been petting her. I fall asleep. I wake up. I don't know what time I fall asleep. I think it was probably after midnight, but I'm not 100% sure. Somewhere in that ballpark. And I wake up and it's a little after 2 a.m. And there's no dog to be found. So I go into the bedroom and there she is laying there, and she now lays next to, sorry about that. She lays next to the bed on my side. So I was able to lay there with just my hand over, and I was able to rub her and go to sleep. And she slept all night. Went outside. She's been taking her medicines. She has been doing phenomenally well. Now, I'm not going to say she's back. She still doesn't want her back being touched. You can pet down to about the base of her neck, and that's about the extent of what she wants. But she's doing much better. And I get it. I've thrown my back out. The first time I threw my back out, I was tying my shoes. I remember I tied my left shoe. I was bent over. All I did was rotate to tie my right shoe. And man, felt like someone had shoved a spike pole up my spine. I just felt like, it was horrible. I fell out of the chair. And this is back before everyone carried a cell phone on them. This has been early 2000s. I probably had a cell phone, but it was probably a big lumpy thing that I didn't have in my pocket. Or maybe I did have it in my pocket, and that's what caused me to throw my back out. Because it was so big and lumpy, it threw me out of whack. Just like the dog that throws me out of whack in bed when she's too big, that's exactly what would happen with that cell phone. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, Dakota is doing much better at this point. We are all in agreement that if she takes a dramatic turn south, but here's the thing now, that because this happened with our last Doberman, we thought it was the end for like 2 years with her. So that could be kind of what it is now. We say that we understand that if something major happens again, that's it, that she's had a great life. We have thoroughly enjoyed the heck out of her. But yeah. So anyway, that is what has delayed me from getting shows out. Even tonight, I was unsure whether I was going to be able to get one out. My enthusiasm, because of my level of energy, is just dramatically low right now. Really low. So I'm going to take a short break here because I need to pause. You're not going to even notice, but I will be right back. And then I'm going to tell you about an interaction that I had with Bobby, and you guys will love it. I'll be right back. This is the Stone Genius. You're listening to the Stone Genius podcast. I don't know what. I just felt like doing that. Hey, and you guys aren't even going to notice. It's going to feel like something for me, but not for something like you. Dang it. Okay, so Bobby and I think I've mentioned on the program before how hot I think my wife is. So I go in and I tell Bobby, this is a true exchange. I go up behind Bobby and I grab her and I go, do you know how beautiful you are? And Bobby's response was, I know how beautiful you think I am. And so my reply was, and who's the smartest person you know? And without missing a beat, she says Trinity. Which was great. I was very impressed by. It was almost like she had that answer. Because I do say that a lot, or I used to. I will not say it any longer, at least not to Bobby. Because I feel now that I think about it that she was waiting for the next time I said, well, who's the smartest person you know? And she couldn't even wait for me to get, because now that I think about it, I wish I had instant replay. I feel like she was saying Trinity before I even said, ask the question. Like, I was going to ask the question, and who's the smart, and she was like, Trinity. And then I finished it, and as I misremembered that she said it so early. So, yeah. Okay, I gotta go, but I've done so many notes, and most of my notes, so I haven't even done new notes over the last couple of days. I've been so tired, and I've barely been able to highlight anything. So this can be all wacky. So now that we've talked about the dog, which is very important to me, and I just walked by her, she looks so cute. I hope that she continues to go in a positive direction. However, we do understand that if she takes a turn south, we are prepared for that inevitability. We, and I in particular, am enjoying the additional time that I'm, because whatever it cost last week, which was somewhere between a few hundred and a few $1,000. It was a few hundred. But if someone would have said, oh, your dog's going to pass away, but for $300, you can spend an extra X amount of days, I would have said yes. Even if it would have been one day, I would have definitely said yes. Any additional days. So the fact that, I was going to say this earlier, and I don't think I finished the thought. Go figure. That we thought we were going to have to put her down last week, and then we did it. And then we thought we called because we were like, this is it. So now twice, and both times she has proved us wrong. She has said, oh, if you would have put me down, you would have not got this love. And I get it. I understand that, blah, blah, yada, yada. So the dog is doing well. I hope it continues to go well. Her days of running around, I mean, now when I take her out, I have to have her on a leash, which I used to not. I let her be a dog. I let her enjoy her best life. She gets to live her best life. Now she gets to live her best docile, tame life. So that's what she's going with. So one of the things I was going to talk about with this show, and then the next show was supposed to be with the guest that I had to postpone on, and I don't know whether they will still be next chronologically or not. I don't think they will be. Anyway, we were going to talk about many other things, Akashic Records. We're going to talk about aliens as well. Congress has been doing a lot of investigating with aliens, and there's a whistleblower. So this whistleblower came out and said that we are in possession of non-human technology. Now, they said non-human, and most people will go, oh, alien, and I keep thinking, could it be AI? Could it have been could it be the future that we are wiped out by AI? AI designs, which I don't know why they would. They design a time machine, which comes back in time. Now that I said that, why would AI? So I was thinking maybe it was just machines, because they say non-human, but it doesn't say alien technology. But if it's anyway. And the other thing, the guy, I believe his name's Gurush, something like that. The whistleblower. He, to me, if I met him, from what I've seen, I haven't met him personally, of course, but from what I've seen on TV, I don't find him to be particularly, I don't want to say credible, because I don't even know him to say that, but there's just something that's a little bit not off-putting. There's just something. I guess that's the best way to say it. There is something. And anyway, he says that the United States is involved in, has non-human technology. And I was like thinking about, well, what would be more disturbing, that they are here now and we haven't known about it, or they're just now arriving or something like that? I mean, I don't know. So I keep thinking that aliens are going to be intelligent beings. I mean, they are flying across the universe. That being said, how about if a dumb person just figured out how to do that? Like a wormhole. Like the television show Sliders, which I think had Jerry McConnell in it. Like and I don't remember it correctly. I'm sure they were science students or something. But as I remember, they just made like a wormhole. They weren't particularly Einsteins or anything. Maybe they were. But they created a wormhole that allowed them to go to different dimensions, parallel universe, whatever you want to call it. My thing would be if they were here, if aliens were here, and how about if I know like I had been like hanging out, and I don't hang out with people, so talking. I don't really talk with people either. So communicated at one point in time, maybe. But like, would you be upset? Like, what? Hank is an alien? No, a lizard person, no less. Oh, I didn't even see that. I guess that's why he's always so cold when I give him a hug. Because I think that I would be annoyed by some, really, like, you're an alien. I don't know. A lot of my interaction with aliens is based on the original television show V, the 1984 miniseries. I think it was 84. Now I'm going to watch it. I have to. And here's the thing. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched this movie in 40 years, this miniseries in 40 years, V, then I shouldn't have to spoiler alert everything. Okay? So anyway, there is a lizard hybrid born at the end of at some point. So so at some point they show, spoiler alert, they show that they have human skin over their lizard flesh. Even though the anatomy is completely, like when they put the skin on, it changes the structure, the bone structure of the face, changing it to less lizard-like, because that's ultimately what they were going for, I believe. I don't know for sure. But they would put on but I just find it hard to believe that you wouldn't know that you're, like, once you were in. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think of whether I ever had a thought afterwards and said, I bet that could have been a lizard person. Like, I don't know the difference. Like, how about if I couldn't tell the difference? Like, how about if Bobby's a lizard person? Hold on, I got something for that. I don't think she is. Because here's the deal. I think that she knows me well enough and knows what a freak I am that she would have shown me. She would have been like, I can tell him. Because I wouldn't be telling you. That's how you can tell she's not a lizard person. Because I wouldn't be telling you. If she was a lizard person, I would probably say you need to work from home 2 days a week so you don't have no skin on. I don't know. And what is lizard style? Because they'd have that tail to get in the way. Although, just thinking about what could be done with the tail. Okay, let's see. What else? Speaking of aliens, like if aliens come and they disable all of our electronics, there's a thing called, generally that would be done with an EMP, an electronic magnetic pulse, rendering electronics useless. But there's a thing that is called a Faraday cage, which you can build or buy that in theory, is supposed to allow you to put things in there and they will survive an EMP attack. And so I was thinking, like, I was trying to think of what I would put in there, because I'm not going to put a phone in there. If no one else put a phone in there and the satellites are dead, I'm not going to be able to talk to anyone. So that's pointless. I was trying to think. I mean, I'm not going to put like a TV or a tablet in there. I mean, unless I had a lot of offline access to like Pornhub, I'm not putting a tablet in there. What would be the point of that? I mean, there's absolutely none. So I was trying to think about what I would put in a Faraday cage. And I think it would be, the only thing I could come up with, my fleshlight. I don't have a fleshlight. I have Bobby. And if you were like, did Rodney just say Bobby is his fleshlight? Yes. Yes, I did. Okay, let's see. What other notes do I have? I should make this a short show because I really got to go to sleep. And the dog looks so sleepy right now. Oh, here is a good one. So I did write a question up. And I need you all, the listening audience, I almost said viewing audience, the listening audience to think of this. Earth is going to be attacked. They are going to be invaded by an alien force. Who do you want that to be? What group of aliens portrayed in the movies? I know there's a certain number of you that are going to say E.T. I mean, who's a weird looking alien? Is that really? Think about it. I'm not saying which one. I don't think we've depicted any alien correctly, probably. I don't know that for a fact. But I'm not sure that we need to be invaded. And how would, do their little light up fingers do something on the ETs? I don't know. I just don't find that being a very, if they're invading with malice, I don't see ET phone home as being an issue. Although I could be totally wrong. It's generally the ones that you underestimate. They're usually the ones that have the biggest bang for the buck. Let's see. If I had to choose an alien, I think that it would be... see, I could pick Princess Leia as an alien. Although I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't know where she's from, but I know she's not from Earth, so technically she would be an alien. Although, here's my thing. I should step out. I mean, I'm not going to step out. I'm not going to go so far out. I'm not going to jump from Carrie Fisher playing Princess Leia. I'm not going to jump from that all the way to Jabba the Hutt. So it'll be somewhere in between, and I don't know what that is. So that's who I need to ask. I need to have Cam McCurry, because nerd alert. So Cam listens to the program, but Cam and his fiance, soon-to-be wife, Brooke, they are big fans of Star Wars. So they would know more aliens than I would. Like, they could there's probably they would probably be good matchmakers. Like, let's say that the Star Wars universe is real and those aliens are correct. Because of their vast knowledge, and I'm not just saying it's just them. I'm sure there's a lot of nerds out there that could do this, but I'm saying them in particular could matchmake. Like, oh, you'd be good with Princess Leia. Oh, you'd be good with Boba Fett. Oh, you'd be good with Jabba the Hutt. Oh, that's literally all besides like the main characters, C-3PO and R2-D2, I don't think I know anymore. Oh, you could be, nope, I don't. That was it. Boba Fett, Jabba the Hutt. That's it. Besides, because they're not the main Landau Calrissian. So, but if I had to, I would see, but that's not it. I know that whatever Carrie Fisher is, whatever race that is, they're not all going to look like that. It's not like it's all her DNA. And everyone's like, oh, wow, look. Every single person looks like Carrie Fisher. Can you imagine if every single person looked like Jabba the Hutt? Oh. You know what? As soon as I said that out loud, the song Living in America by Neil Diamond came to mind. See, what I said there was Jabba the Hutt, Living in America. Isn't that by Neil Diamond? There's also Living in America by James Brown, which I've sang at karaoke, which I may have sang the night before I met Bobby, which, once again, was a great story. Like me being out with Bobby and having people come over and say, oh, aren't you Roro? You were singing James Brown last night at karaoke. That is a cool story. That is something I probably got some points from. On the flip side, if Bobby would have walked into a bar and I would have been singing James Brown karaoke, while she might have been able to identify me the next night as being that person, I doubt she would have been as enamored with me. Like, she's not calling me up to get the dick at that point. She's like, oh, that was a rendition of Living in America by James Brown. Now I want to sing that song. I wish I could just sing and play every song I wanted to. Did I just knock out one whole page? And that's all I'm doing on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have notes for my interview. Yeah. I went a little too far ahead. That's what Bobby said. Okay. Last thing I'm going to leave you all with on this short show is a saying that I wrote down, and I don't even remember why I wrote it down. But this is exactly what I wrote down. I wrote, how cool is it to be me? ? The answer is very. And then underneath that, I go, I have this thought every day. And then I drew a line back up to, how cool is it to be me? Love yourself, man, woman, child, whoever. If you're a man or a woman, don't love a child unless it's your own child, though. Okay, let's see. Is there anything I'm going to carry to another show? I don't feel like it. I was going to talk about prenups on this one because of a shit. I didn't even talk about cupcake. But it does have 2 C's in it. So maybe it is cupcake, like bukkake. And if you don't know what bukkake is, it's all right. But I had written down the Cupcake Countdown. Well, Cupcake is now come and gone. Cupcake was a great show-ish. It was fun. It was interesting. We enjoyed ourselves. Well, I am glad that I went. Will I go again? Maybe. I don't know. I would say that Bobby is probably leaning, if I had to guess, without asking. If I just had to guess, I would say that she would lean towards no to go. So yeah. Let's see. Next episode, we're going to talk about, I got to get to the religion episode. I just got to knock that out. We also have a guest coming on. It's the guest that I had to postpone, Akashic Record. If you don't know what that is, be very interesting. You can probably find plenty of YouTube videos about it. You can do some reading about it in advance, but I'm excited about that. We do have some things that will be coming up in the near future, some great guests as well, not just this next one. So I'm excited about what the future holds. So to everyone that... I hit the wrong button. In case you couldn't tell. For everyone else, thanks for listening to the program. My name is Ro. I'm known as the Stone Genius. Talk to y'all later.